The cruise news continues. One day after Carnival solidifies its return to cruising, the CDC has huge news that will change your cruise in July and going forward. Let's talk about it now on Island Time. It's been a huge couple of weeks for cruise lines in the CDC, as really we do see communications going back and forth. They're punting the football back and forth to each other, but we're seeing some positive effects from it. First off, yesterday, Carnival Cruise Lines announced that it's returning its sailing in July with possibly 4 ships, maybe just 3. We'll see how Alaska goes. But they are going to return to cruising in July. I had several of you overnight ask me, is this just a preemptive and presumptive plan, or is this real? I'm telling you now, this is real. This is a deal that Carnival Cruise Lines and the CDC agreed upon. It is not what we've seen in the past of month-to-month canceled cruises, and they just canceled the next month and they're hoping they sail. If not, they cancel the next month. This is indeed really plans to move forward and to sail from United States home ports. Both the CDC and Carnival are committed to sailing in July. If you don't believe me, look at today's news. Today, the CDC amends the news from last week, which put really harsh conditions on cruising. The news today changes the news from last week that said masking had to be worn everywhere, indoors and outdoors, by vaccinated passengers. That is not the news anymore. The CDC said today that on vaccinated cruises, which I think Carnival's cruises in July will be vaccinated, it has not been announced yet. I'll get that clear. Carnival has not announced they will be vaccinated cruises. I think they will be vaccinated cruises by the time we're said and done. But the CDC said that on vaccinated cruisers, passengers don't have to wear their mask outdoors. You can lay on the Lido deck. You can lay by the pool. You can read your book. You can eat a guy's burger. You can drink your drink with no mask, which is what cruisers want. So there's some give and take. Do you go ahead and get the vaccine because you have to be vaccinated in order to enjoy a somewhat normal cruise, okay? So the CDC says today, vaccinated cruisers do not have to mask outside. If it is a non-vaccinated cruise, meaning a test cruise, which there's no details from any cruise line yet on test cruises, but if it is a test cruise, then you will still have to wear a mask outdoors, okay? And that may not change. It may be the CDC's way to push cruise lines to require vaccinations for the time being into the fall or through 2021, okay? Not a bad move by the CDC to accommodate their goals, but there may be cruisers out there, of course, that don't like it and argue with it, okay? Now, let's make it clear that the CDC did not change the guidance that masks should be worn indoors on both vaccinated and non-vaccinated cruises. What exactly that looks like, we are not sure, but it said taking your mask off for an extended amount of time indoors would be a violation of the CDC rules. Okay, this makes it tough. If you or me are sitting at dinner and eating our meals, does this mean that we have to put on a mask in between courses? I don't know. That guidance is still not out yet. If you're sitting at a bar and you've paid $10 for your drink comes to you, do you have to take a sip of your drink, lay your drink down and put your mask on? And when you're ready for another drink, you take your mask off and you get your drink again? We don't know. That guidance has not been issued, okay? But there's good news today that cruise lines can allow vaccinated passengers in sailings to not wear masks outside unless there's a crowded place, maybe a tender boat, okay, or a small venue or area outside where passengers are close together. The cruise line may ask that you wear a mask, okay? The other news from the CDC today is a win for cruise passengers. Instead of it being a requirement that the cruise line not let passengers explore the port whenever they arrive at a port of call, it is now a recommendation, and it's at the discretion of the cruise line. And so if Carnival Cruise Line pulls up to Cozumel, Mexico, and the government of Mexico and the local government of Cozumel is fine with letting passengers explore the port, Carnival can make the decision, of course, to allow cruisers to explore the port. If you'd like to go to Mr. Sancho's, go to Mr. Sancho's via taxi, okay? If you want to shop around there at the port, shop around, okay? But cruise lines can decide to limit the ability for passengers to go to port if they want to. They can still require that passengers only take cruise-operated tours, okay? That's going to be up to each individual cruise line. We'll see what comes from that. Again, there's give and take, okay? Cruise lines may allow for passengers on vaccinated sailings to explore a local port in the island, and they may say on test cruises that you have to stay with Carnival or cruise-operated tours. We're going to see what comes of that. But huge news today from the CDC, and really it allows cruising to take place in July, and on vaccinated cruises, it really allows passengers to enjoy a cruise that they are almost familiar with. Pre-COVID times, it's set for indoors. We will see what it looks like indoors, okay? And that one's going to be tough. Masking may have to take place even with vaccinated passengers and crew, but what's it going to look like? Ships' capacity are going to be lower. Can we just social distance? You know, if maybe Carnival and cruise lines can work it out with the CDC where if social distancing is taking effect indoors, that no mask is required. We don't know that. That is not official. Well, I'm just trying to think of where the conversation goes from here, okay? So, a recap, huge news from Carnival Cruise Line yesterday with cruises resuming in North America, and the CDC coming out today saying that vaccinated cruises do not have to wear masks outside, and you may be able to explore the local ports of call. As always, stay with Island Time. Trust us in our research. We are here and ready to report the news as it happens, okay? Our next cruise is on the Vista in July. We are reporting all the news in the cruise groups for Carnival Vista, and we are ready to go. We're ready to cruise. We're ready to present the latest news every time it comes up and about. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. That tells us that you want the latest news and that you want it in a quick and timely manner, and you want it via this channel and this social realm, okay? You don't want maybe text print, you want a video to watch, okay? We'll always try to break it down for you and what these major announcements mean for you and I as we cruise. I hope that you have a cruise planned. I hope that you're going in June with Royal Caribbean out of the Bahamas, or I hope you're going with Carnival in July out of North American ports, okay? Leave us your comments. Please, please, please subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon on Island Time.